Coming in first in the white corner, weighing in at 163 pounds at 5'9". Ladies and gentlemen, Toph.
But I gotta hit a sub goal though.
It's been a while, it's time for a new flow. I'm chillin', that's too cold. I'm taking a shot at Hugo. How in the fuck you still losing to Dreppin'? It's truly upsetting. I've been stomping that dude since 07 and we got face roll at Alex and Chew Dat. I'm leaving them dudes flat, you can't even do that. Don't get me wrong, we ain't talking bad players, but you can't even sleep without nightmares. Yeah, pull it back. Hit you with a slow flow. Make the comeback like 2 stocks with Sopo. Get back to labbing. If you spend some time playing it, you might stop losing to Falcon and maybe even to Gambit. I still have faith. Get back to the big stage.
Matt,
before
you've
that.
done athletic collabs with these guys. Talk to me.
And in the black corner, weighing in at 165 pounds at 5'7", the DreamHack Dallas 2019 World Champion, Dignitas Hugs.
You ain't standing your ground. Get wins, water kicking the man when he's down. Like I beat Mango, I'm the favorite. If he chokes as hard as Amada goes, I'll just wait till he's a host. Ain't no telling how foolish you'll be looking. Evidence I zip can't continue
his boxing training, and oh my God, does he pack a punch. Between Hugs and Toph, Hugs has been grinding on the boxing side of things and is ready to go. Toph is no slouch though. He's been training. He's lost over 20 pounds for this match, and I can't wait to see these two old friends come together in this clash.
Yeah, 10 years of friendship. They have known each other more than any other competitor, and they've time and time again, I've asked them like repeatedly, we'll remain friends. They've said that. They'll remain friends regardless of the outcome, but I know they both want to win. They're taking it very serious.
We have another example of a matchup as we take a look at the tail of the tape of a bit of a mismatch between apparently the boxing, potentially, and the chess. But let's talk about the stats first.
Yeah, so this is the raw stats. It's very close. I mean, a couple inches of height for Toph, a little bit of reach. And Hugs is an older competitor, our oldest competitor here today, but also one of the fittest. He has a powerlifting background. He's always been in shape. And Toph has mostly been a gamer until he started training for this event. So there's an advantage going into it, but Toph had a little bit longer to train because this is a last-second fill-in for Sardosh, who wasn't able to make it. So what do you think about just the physicality of it, Matt?
Absolutely. He had enough time to train to lose 20 pounds. That is a crazy transformation. And talking to Toph, he plans to continue his boxing training, continue his chess, playing in rated tournaments as the highest rated chess player that isn't a career chess player in this event. Expect to see some incredible chess from Toph and great boxing from both competitors. Hugo, that athletic background, that powerlifting applied to boxing, and Toph with a lot more reps over the course of almost 5 months.
And right now, as you can see, folks in the arena, the QR code on screen, scan it, predict who will win. But let's hear from the crowd. Do you guys have Toph winning? Toph feeling up the crowd. What about Hugs, his competitor?
Big cheers for both competitors.
Yeah, very equal. Now, of course, the crowd by vote has 69% in favor of Hugs here, but they might not know tail of the chess tape, Levy.
Yes, that is correct. I think we're seeing another example of the last 2 matchups where one guy is a slightly underdog in the chess, but has the powerlifting background, has a little bit more physical fitness. But what we just saw in the previous fight was that doesn't always mean that you're going to knock a guy out. Boxing is a lot harder than walk in there and it's all over, one punch, right? And so if you can chip away with the chess, which I think that Toph has been doing, I'm gonna let them put in their noise-canceling headphones, and we'll talk about the chess a little bit more. Toph is 1,800. Toph is better than 99.99% of chess players.
Is that real?
Yes, of course.
Am I in that? Am I in that?
No, but he is. You're actually like maybe 70th percentile.
Okay.
A lot of new players got into chess in the last couple of years. 1,800 is really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. He has a very high understanding. He could just focus on the chess and win. It's not going to be scattered like the last game. blunders, illegal moves. This is going to be a really serious game of chess.
And a lot of chess boxers employ that strategy.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I know I am game busters at chess. I'm going to be defensive. I'm going to stay away from my opponent. And I'm going to max out my advantage on the board.
And today, for the first time, we have a matchup where Ludwig was telling me Toph prepared for his opponent.
Yeah, I had interviews with both of these competitors. Hugs talked about how Toph might take it a little easier on the chess, more focused on the boxing aspect of it. Toph said, fuck that.
Yeah.
He has trained hours every day specifically for Hugs' defense.
Yes,
He's
the
playing
French
black-
defense, and
Yeah.
I do believe it is on the board. He knew that when Hugs won the coin toss, he was or lose it or whatever, he was going to pick the black pieces. And right now we have a Rubinstein French and a blunder of a pawn early.
by Hugs.
And that bishop is pointing right at that rook. You need to figure this out. You need to save that rook. How is Hugs going to do it?
Oh my gosh, this is actually crazy. There is a ridiculous tactical combination here. If bishop takes bishop, the queen will come out and give a check. I know it's tough to see with the bird's eye view, but that's why it looks like, yeah, and he takes it, he's thinking, and now queen comes out and he spotted it instantly.
Now, what does this tactic gain you here?
So he won a pawn, and he's weakened the black king substantially, and he's played every move instantly, which means really bad. He's memorized this before the game even began.
That's right. And he has the potential to take away Hugs' castle. So if the check is blocked with his queen, he's going to have to retake with his king. Once you move the king, you can no longer castle, right, Levin?
Yes, that's correct. And I think Hugs is going to try to avoid that. Right now, I don't know what Toph is thinking about. He has to play queen takes bishop. He literally has nothing to think about.
Now, this was the general strategy for Hugs. He won the coin flip, which meant he gets to pick white or black. Generally, white is the advantageous
Yes.
side to play on by a little bit.
Yes.
He chose to play with the black side because he likes the French defense.
Yes, but Toph studied literally all his games.
Yes.
So he knew everything he was going to do prior, and right now he has what we call in chess a slight advantage. But that doesn't mean anything, all right? Because black is good enough right now, as you see, to consolidate. He's worse, but he's not lost, and he's good enough to play a full game of chess and not get to a dead, completely dead position.
And the same way that Toph prepared in chess for Hugs, Hugo Hugs prepared for boxing. He knew exactly how much time to use in order to maximize his time in the ring, and we're about to see him be able to use that advantage right now.
Yeah, Toph got an early lead in the chess. In fact, he's looking at the board right now. He's maybe even studying what he's going to play after the boxing is over. This is everything we wanted from this matchup.
Yep.
Toph has an early lead, but his opponent is good enough to not lose the game. He's good enough to not lose the game like the whole way through. He's worse, but he's not lost, and now the boxing is going to kind of apply that pressure to him.
And while we wait for the sky table to lift up, we have to have a big shout out to one of our greatest partners, Chess.com. They've helped massively to make this event come to life. They've also come in as a sponsor. They're an official training partner site for all the competitors. You can learn and have fun with different game modes, discuss all the good times that you might have when you guys head over there to chess.com with me over at Twitter. You guys can tweet me out, and maybe I'll play a game with a couple of you guys.
Also, you can just play the Ludwig bot. Like, you can just, literally queue up a game.
won't beat him.
You can play
Won't beat
Ludwig. You can play Mr. Beast.
You're not going to beat him. I'm phenomenal. Okay, no, you won't.
Someone in the crowd just-
no, don't.
I win. And Cutie's bot, if Cutie's bot loses, blames me.
Yeah, it does. It's all Levy's fault.
See me at all times.
And here we go, the official Andrew giving the rules, prompting to touch gloves, going back to the corner, about to start the boxing round, keeping us safe, keeping the rules intact. And we are seconds out from the first boxing round between Toph and Hugs.
90 seconds on the clock. First of possible 3 rounds of boxing. Toph's been training a little bit longer in the boxing, but Hugs has been training with much tougher opponents, sparring against stands.
You can already see the leg differences, right? Like Hugs is very strong on his feet, throwing steady punches.
I really like Hugs' head movement. He is slipping side to side, working his way inside of Toph's reach. A nice bully of a jab coming in.
Ooh, to the body as well.
Past the guard of Toph. Toph good with his nice quick jab, keeping a nice slip and lead hook.
He rocked him! Oh, he hurt him!
He hurt him! Stoppage, first stoppage for Hugo. What a frickin' land. 2 crosses come right over the top of the lead hand for Toph and land clean on the chin. Andrew steps in to give a stoppage, and we're back to the action.
Oh
and
my
just
gosh.
to fill everybody in watching at home, you get max 3 stoppages in a round. If they have 3 stoppages, it's a technical knockout. 4 in the total.
Another big right hand lands over the top.
That's
and
the
another
second stoppage. Yep, the second stoppage of the round. He has one more to go before the round is
Big
over.
breath.
The
And I
fight is
love
over.
the pacing. I love the pacing.
Oh, and the fight is over.
And there it is, called.
Waved it off.
Looking in the eyes of Toph, seeing the stun.
Oh,
It is called in the first boxing round for Hugo. Toph totally heartbroken that it was called. And Hugo looking around the ring, looking into the crowd.
Wants to fight someone
asserting
else.
his dominance. He's ready to keep going.
Yeah, he's ready to keep going. I mean,
Talk to me about that call, Matt. How do you feel about that? We're going to look at some replays powered by Starforge here.
Absolutely. The three biggest shots of the match were landed right before that first.
oh!
And I don't think that Toph was able to recover in the time in between the two stoppages. I think Andrew rightfully stepped in to prioritize the safety of the fighters, looking at Toph's eyes, checking his gloves, and calling that he wasn't able to continue.
Was it true that in his player card it said he hadn't thrown a punch until November 7th, 2022? Is that accurate?
About Hugs?
Hugs. That's
Yeah, I believe so.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He looked so good.
Yep. Someone else who stepped in on relatively short notice, totally poured himself into the boxing training, and clearly it paid off.
He got that good in like 30 days?
He looks fucking phenomenal.
He was unreal.
And of course, now we have to let Germa talk to our competitors. Take it away, Germa.
Toph, come on over here, Toph. So, during that first round, I see you got a little bit of blood going on the nose here. How do you feel?
Actually, you wouldn't believe it. It feels amazing.
It's good.
I love that energy.
Endorphins, baby.
Let's give it up. Give it up.
The
Give it up.
masochism, we like that.
That was the first thing I realized, man. My first sparring session, like, it don't hurt that bad. It feels good.
Well, the energy is there and the heart is there too. Excellent job, Toph. Let's go ahead and announce the winner. Your winner is Hugs. Nice voice crack. Hugs. Now I'm going to scooch over this way because we have to get. We got to talk to you because that was very impressive, very quick.
Thank you. First, I want to shout out my amazing opponent. I know he fucking grinds, so I knew that I had to put everything into it to even be in the ring with him, to be on the board with him. I know how much he grinds, so nothing but respect for you, Toph.
No, unbelievable. You deserve it. Take the belt. Pound it. Give it up for these two. Congratulations. Good fight. Let's go back to the desk.
And another huge example of being down on the chessboard and having to step up, bring everything he had to the boxing round. Like Hugs knew he did not want to go against another Toph again in a chess round. Came with a big overhand right and finished Toph.
He should sign up for every single influencer boxing match moving forward. He will be like the champ. He was so good. I saw very early. Toph was kind of like tippy taps, which happens. It happens to me too. I was boxing a little bit. I mean, Hugs just stood there and threw like crazy. He was incredibly technical.
Reminded me of Tyson, man. That head movement, getting in tight, throwing a
High
punch.
praise, Matt.
Yo,
Tyson?
he's got a
The
Tyson
Michael
style.
variety?
Yo, that little peekaboo style,
God.
coming in tight, landing those overhand rights. I could see a little Tyson energy in Hugs.
I mean, he slipped and threw an uppercut. Nobody who's boxed for a month does that. I mean, I can barely throw an uppercut. I'll herniate 4 discs in my back. He's really been boxing for one. I'm like stunned.
He looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal in a month. And honestly, I have to give one more shout out to Toph for the words he said at the end. It does not feel like his time boxing is done.
No.
And if we get the opportunity to run another one of these events, then I'm sure he would be one of the first to hit me up to join it.
Dude, his chess is so on point. He looked good in the boxing. He just went against a fucking killer.
Yeah.